Hello everyone, myself Vishal from CSE department. Today I'm going to speak about non-conventional energy sources, under which I'm going to speak about flat plate collectors. Flat plate collectors. Flat plate collectors are a type of solar thermal collector used for capturing and converting solar radiation into thermal energy. They are often used in solar water heating systems and space heating systems. A typical flat plate collector consists of a rectangular box with a flat plate absorber, which is a dark colored metal plate with a special coating to maximize solar energy absorption. The absorber is attached to a set of fluid carrying tubes, usually made up of copper, that run through the box. The box is covered with a transparent glazing material, usually made up of tempered glass or a plastic, to let sunlight in while reducing heat loss. So the main components of a glass plate collectors are the absorber, which is a black colored absorber, which is made up of a copper, followed by insulators. We have hot fluids, which are surrounded by the insulators, and we have the heat chamber, transparent cover or the glass cover. When sunlight falls on the absorber plate, it heats up and transfers heat to the fluid flowing through the tubes. The heated fluid is then pumped to a heat exchanger where the heat is transferred to water or another fluid used for heating. Flat plate collectors are relatively simple and reliable, with no moving parts and a long lifespan. However, their efficiency depends on factors such as the intensity and duration of sunlight, the angle of the collector to the sun, and the temperature of the surrounding air. When the absorber absorbs the solar radiation, which means the heat from the sun, it is captured and stored in a heat chamber, a chamber which is known as a heat chamber. Followed by, we have the hot fluids, which are surrounded by insulators. The insulators are made up of the glass bulls. So we on the top we have on the top we have the transparent cover or the glass cover, so which absorbs the through which the absorber absorbs the solar radiation from the sun. So we have the different types of flat plate collectors: glazed flat plate collectors and unglazed flat plate collectors. So we'll see what are glazed flat plate collectors. These collectors have a glass or plastic cover that allows sunlight to enter the collector but traps the heat inside to prevent it from escaping. The glazing material is usually made up of tempered glass or plastic, and it is sealed around the edges to prevent air leaks. The glass or plastic cover also protects the absorber plate from dirt, dust, and the other debris that can reduce the efficiency of the collector. So we'll see what are unglazed flat plate collectors. These collectors do not have a glazing cover, and they are often used in applications where high temperatures are not required. Unglazed collectors are typically made up of a dark colored metal plate with a selective coating to maximize solar energy absorption. And they are maybe used to heat swimming pools or the other outdoor heating applications because they are not covered. They can absorb more solar radiation, but they are also experience more heat loss due to wind and other factors. So we'll see glazed flat plate collectors in detail. A glazed flat plate collector is a type of solar thermal collector that is commonly used to capture and convert solar radiation into thermal energy. It consists of a dark colored metal plate absorber, a transparent glazing material, and a heat carrying fluid. The metal plate absorber is designed to absorb the maximum amount of solar radiation and convert it into heat. The absorber is typically made up of copper, aluminum, or steel. It is coated with a selective coating that maximizes solar absorption and reduces heat loss. The absorber is mounted in a sealed, insulated metal box that prevents the heat loss and protects the absorber from weather and other environmental factors. A glazing material, usually made up of tempered glass or plastic, is placed over the absorber to allow the sunlight to enter the collector while minimizing the heat loss. The glazing materials is sealed around the edges of the collector to prevent air leaks to ensure maximum heat retention. The glazing also protects the absorber from dirt, dust, and other debris that can reduce the efficiency of the collector. A heat carrying fluid, typically water or a water glycol mixture, flows through a network of tubes attached to the absorber plate. The fluid is heated as it absorbs the thermal energy from the absorber and is pumped to a heat exchanger, where the heat is transferred to a storage tank or a space heating system. The glazed flat plate collectors are typically used in residential and commercial buildings to provide hot water for domestic purpose and space heating applications. They are reliable, low maintenance, and cost effective way to reduce energy consumption and greenhouse gas emissions. So, with the help of a glazed flat plate collectors, we can reduce the heat loss. Unglazed flat plate collectors. An unglazed flat plate collector is a type of solar thermal collector that is commonly used to capture and convert solar radiation into thermal energy. Unlike glazed flat plate collectors, unglazed flat plate collectors do not have a transparent cover. They are typically made up of dark colored metal plate absorber, which is mounted in a frame and exposed directly to the sun. The absorber plate of an flat plate collectors is designed to absorb the maximum amount of solar radiation and convert it into heat. The plate is typically made up of copper, aluminium, or steel, and it is coated with a selective coating that maximizes solar absorption and reduces heat loss. The absorber is mounted in a frame and is typically tilted at an angle to optimize solar exposure. A heating carrying fluid, typically water or water glyco mixture, flows through a network of tubes attached to the absorber plate. The fluid is heated as it is absorbs the thermal energy from the absorber and is pumped to a heat exchanger where the heat is transferred to a storage tank or a space heating system. Unglazed flat plate collectors are typically used in applications where high temperatures are not required, such as for heating swimming pools or for other outdoor heating applications, because they are not covered. They can absorb more solar radiation, but they can also experience more heat loss due to wind or other factors. Surrounding air also matters in this case. They are reliable, low maintenance, and cost effective way to reduce energy consumption and greenhouse gas emissions for outdoor heating applications. Thank you.